can
Oh,
saboteur. Let me
my
look that up.
glasses. That might be it. Should be live on Twitch right now. Of course, after all the commercials. So if you're in there and you can see us, should be there.
I'm in there and I can see us.
You can see us.
Yay!
What? No
And my
way.
Twitch is saying that we're live.
What? We're live?
Yeah.
We can't be live. Not after this long of being gone.
We've risen.
We've risen.
Oh, sorry. It's a Easter joke.
What?
Is that one of those
April
Christian
Fools.
jokes?
April Fools.
Oh my. These are the jokes, ladies and gentlemen. These are the jokes.
What? Not really.
So, welcome to the PreRamble.
The new PreRamble. Better than the old PreRamble.
That remains to be seen. I can't really judge till we get done with it all.
What?
Better. It's always better.
Well, if you say so.
There's no.
I'll take your word on it.
So what episode are we on of our pre-ramble? Because I have no clue. Sorry, I had just text come through that I had to answer real quick.
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to already be on the book of on the YouTube's looking it up. We'd be episode 31.
It would be. It says so on my calendar.
Says so that we're on 31.
Well, it says 30 on YouTube as the last one uploaded, so we have to be on 31.
We have to be on 31. Okay.
I don't know if you listened to the beginning of the last Sewer Bear, but they called me out on the number of which episode of Sewer Bear we were on. I'm like, oh no, it's this episode. I wrote this shit down. Like, well, we're not sure, John. I'm like, I wrote this shit down.
Well.
So the answer to our pre-show discussion is, was the board game Saboteur or not? And it was not. It's not a fantasy game.
Oh.
Near as I could tell.
Okay, well, who knows?
So I have no idea what board game it was. So I'll have to ask Denise.
You have to bring a notepad now and write down notes.
I'm gonna have to bring one with me wherever I go.
Yep.
Actually,
all right.
Yeah, because I can't remember anything. Look,
Nothing?
Things that I wrote down so
For
that
tonight.
I remember to talk about them tonight.
No way.
And I got this for other stuff, and I got notepads and stuff everywhere.
For everything?
Well, not everything, but most things. Oh.
So
Yeah,
what did everybody do this week? I mean, we've been gone. We won't talk about Adepticon, of course, while in the pre-ramble, but what did everybody do besides Adepticon this last bit? Hey, Xander. Recover from what?
Recover from Adepticon?
How can you recover from Adepticon? All you did was sit down and... We can't talk about that right now.
You don't know what I did because you never saw me.
Nope, shots fired.
Lie.
Mister, I'm just playing in a couple events. You still owe me a beer.
I know, I did forget to get you a beer. I do apologize for that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a party foul.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I did forget to do that. So, John, did you do anything fun this week?
No. I'll be honest, I had a really, really shit week till about Wednesday night, and then I got better afterwards, so
Good.
Okay. You know, I'll say the only reason I ever consider getting out of Facebook is because it loves to go, hey, look at this thing from your past, isn't that great? Well, you mean me and my ex-wife are happy? Yeah, that's fucking great. Thank you, Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just hit me. It was a dingy, dreary at the beginning of the week, and with the job hunt, hadn't heard anything those first 2 days. It was just kind of on the down, but then stuff went better, and it got better, like it does. So everyone, keep your chin up. It gets better.
It does.
It gets better.
I got the second turn of our Armada campaign done. I've covered that in Minis and Movies, number 13. That Gonzo will release in sometime next week.
Yeah, I'll probably do that Wednesday or so. Because SoundCloud now let us, what I thought was interesting, SoundCloud now lets us set up things and we can set it in there and we can release them at a certain time instead of just it's in there and it's gone.
Oh, sweet.
So I'll be setting that up, make it a whole lot easier. So that'd be
sweet. Also played a bunch of Infinity games. Super cool. We're actually trying out the what are called dire foes scenarios, which are not symmetrical scenarios.
Mm-mm.
They're attacker versus defender, slightly different win conditions, and we're trying some of those out. Not having a good time with it. We're really having a good time with some casual Infinity and getting some people interested because they're like, oh, these guys are just having fun, having a good time, playing all gentlemanly and sportsmanlike. It's super cool.
Good.
And I've been watching the guys. They're really trying to convince me to play Age of Sigmar, but that's not going to happen, at least not until the rules update happens in this summer. That is supposedly coming. I'm not saying I'm going to play it afterwards, but as I cover in these movies, I'm going to give it a read and give it a shot. At least read it, see what it looks like, see if the guys look like they're having fun, and see what I can do with that. Because if your guy buddies are playing it, there's no point in you not at least considering it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, did some role-playing stuff. Since Sewer Bear is run on a slightly modified version of Champions, I've been modifying some other stuff just to make it all roll high is good, rather than the current, which is roll low is good, except for damage. You want to roll high on damage. So I wanted to make it sort of concise the same way and very intuitive. So working on that, some work on that. Lots of little stuff. Got some free time, but just reading rules and checking stuff out on the internet and trying to make the best of my time.
That's cool.
Gonzo, what did you do?
Let's see. Since I've been back, I did go to work, which work has been a real big pain in the butt lately. Just a lot of pain in the butt kids lately. We got a lot of problems going on, a lot of changing up going in our program. So anytime there's major change in the program, of course, teenagers can't handle it. So blah, blah, blah.
Hopefully they learn to embrace the change, because fucking that is life.
Yeah, and that's what we tell them. That's just the way it is. But I mean, it
you don't have to
really
like it, but you got to get through it.
Yeah. Let's see. Saturday, I did go throw axes at a board and chunk axes in the wall and try to make them stick.
Okay.
Oh, axes.
Not asses. I wasn't throwing donkeys around or being a pimp, but I was throwing axes. A-X-E.
I heard X's. I'm like,
Axes is what I was like. I was
how
like,
many do you have?
wait.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, a good friend of ours, Bubba Dalton, was talking about that's what he does, as a league thing. And I guess it's like really big in Canada to throw axes at a wall and hit targets. And
apparently that's a great thing at Scottish Highland Games too.
Yeah.
Throwing axes.
And so we found a place in Oklahoma, which is about an hour or so away, and we went over there and chunked axes at a wall for about a little over an hour.
I would love to do that.
It was interesting because I was like, I know how to throw an axe. I've done it before. What really got is getting how hard I had to throw it. Because I'm just like, let's just lob it, because I don't want to fling it so it doesn't get
and
really
then it
hard.
just bounces off the boards.
Well, I couldn't get the rotation lightly throwing it, so I looked at the guy and said, I'm going to chunk this. He goes, do what you want. If it bounces back, just move out of the way. And I chunked that thing really hard, and it stuck really good. And I was like, all right, now I've got my pitch, I've got my strength into it, and it was just nonstop, just hitting it.
Well, it's funny that I saw some videos on knife throwing, which is similar, and it's a lot about knowing the rotation based on where you're holding it and all, and how far away you need to be. It didn't occur to me like, oh, I guess that does make more sense, controlling how far you're away than trying to change the way it spins.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I mean that's what I did. Right, that's what I did. And then and it was a really small town. And then went to that and went to another place and ate fish and chips and had some good beer. Then stopped off and grabbed a good old snow cone on the way back.
Snow cone. I love snow cone.
I had Mongolian grill on Friday. It was good.
I love Mongolian grill too.
I also had it on Saturday because I always get the big bowl and leftovers because that's where it's at. Kathy, did you do anything else besides recover?
I reset up my painting area, and I slapped a little warm-up paint on some things because I hadn't painted in a few days, and sometimes you just have to, just throw a little paint on,
a police box?
A police box, So a friend of mine handed me that at Adepticon, that the police box is for Tiny Kathy.
So now you got to build
how she gets everywhere.
Now you know you
Yeah.
build a base for that and Tiny Kathy to stand on at the same time.
Well, there's a company that makes like not Doctor Who figs. You can get you can get a doctor of your choice to go with your Tiny Cathy.
Warlord Games makes Doctor Who figs, actual Doctor Who figs for their Doctor Who game.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a thing you could do.
That is a thing, and I have some of those, so
Well,
I might just do that.
that's slightly easier than going and me looking through my links here and finding out which one had them. So I will put that away because you apparently have
Go
this
to
covered.
Warlord Games because they have all the licensed little Doctor Who 28mm figures
Well, there
for
was
actually, and they're developing it for right now. They have the modern stuff, but they're developing it to run the whole gamut of First Doctor all the way up to modern stuff.
Yeah, I should remember that because I remember here listening to John Matthews, who thinks they're head of sales, talking about how hard it was getting some of that in for a show like last year or really this year. I think it was last year. He was talking about that.
I saw their stuff at Adepticon last year, and actually it was last year's when Tiny Kathy was hanging out with the Peter Capaldi's doctor there. So, and some Daleks, and there were some Cybermen.
Well, I have to know which doctor would Tiny Kathy prefer to hang out with?
Tom Baker.
Oh, snap! Going old
damn,
school.
damn.
Oh yeah.
I would go Peter Davison first, then David Tennant, and then Matt Smith.
I would Tom Baker and David Tennant, and that's really it. Yeah, I mean maybe John Pertwee.
Oh, not Sylvester McCoy. I don't think anyone chooses Sylvester McCoy.
I feel bad for him, because he was cool as a doctor, but the writing was starting to kind of fade.
He was a breath of fresh air after Colin Baker. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, yeah, but you know what? That was in an era when I didn't have a TV, and so the Colin Baker and the Sylvester McCoy, I've seen very few episodes of those two, so I can't really speak to that very much. I liked the Sylvester McCoy Doctor,
Yeah,
but the few episodes that I saw were weird, like slow.
Oh yeah,
they were really slow.
that's
So,
and
that's
a lot of
saying
old
a
Doctor
lot
Who.
for old school Doctor Who. That's saying
true.
a lot. I mean, because I started out with Tom Baker,
I'd seen a couple, but I started off obviously with Peter Davison, which is why your first Doctor generally tends to be your favorite. Except maybe Eccleston. A lot of people like Tennant over Eccleston, but I'll give him a pass on that.
I love Eccleston. I just rewatched maybe about 6 months ago. I rewatched what I think of as he's the Ninth Doctor. So when he first meets Rose in that first episode and everything, and I'm just like, oh my god, I forgot how cool this was. It was so much fun when Christopher Eccleston was the Doctor.
He was. I mean, he was good fun. I mean, the ones with him and Rose and Captain Jack Harkness. I mean,
yes,
it was so good.
Makes me want to rewatch them again. And then I did enjoy the David Tennant stuff, really fun.
Yeah.
The Matt Smith stuff, I kind of it was hit or miss with me, and the giant convoluted story arc. I just want to punch Stephen Moffat in the throat.
He definitely got a little too far in some of that, but there was still some very good stuff there.
There were, yeah. He's better at the one-offs, episodes, and he's better as a comedy writer.
He did write some very good dialogue for some of those episodes.
Yeah.
Like the one where he's on the Pandorica Opens and he's standing on Stonehenge yelling out. That's a great scene. I mean.
Yeah, there were definitely some cool moments, but overall that whole convoluted story arc just I can only shake my head. It's just like you were trying way too hard.
Yeah, he was really trying too hard. He thought, it's one of those things. It happens to everyone. So there are two ways to do it. Either they try too hard or they take the absolute safe road, which either one kind of sucks. You gotta try a little bit. You gotta try a little bit of challenge and unsafe stuff and new stuff, like when they did the first Doctor Light episodes. with Blink and all that. Those were interesting. Those were new ground.
Well, that was Stephen Moffat.
Yeah, but
Great at the one-off episodes.
Yep.
Oh, and he was also the producer for Coupling, which is one of my favorite comedies. Sitcoms. And that's funny. Did you ever see it, Coupling?
No, I didn't.
No. It's
worth
it.
Comedy's hit or miss for me. I have to be really mood oriented. I like my comedy in something else, which is why I'm such a big fan of Doctor Who, because they put some good comedy beats in what is otherwise reasonably serious sci-fi. Oh,
I did.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Gonzo. We derailed you with Doctor Who talk.
Yeah, which is okay.
Yeah.
I also played I don't even know how to pronounce it correctly, but No Kuni 2, which is based off of Studio Ghibli. They do all the artwork for it, and it's a RPG, which I really love their games. Once I get done here doing the podcast, I'll go straight back to that and play that for a while. I've been running like nonstop lately because, going to Houston, then going to Adepticon, and then coming back from Adepticon, and I'm like, oh, crap.
When's your spring break?
Adepticon week.
Oh, very well then.
So Friday, I took Friday off before spring break to go to Houston to go to that qualifier. Got back, did the podcast Sunday, stayed home Monday, Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, we left for Adepticon, and then got back on that on Sunday afternoon. So went straight to work Monday. So I'm just like, ooh.
Oh,
yeah, okay.
Jeez, I can't even imagine. I was so beat. I was beat on Wednesday night before it even started.
Ours wasn't too bad. I mean, our drive there was it was a 10-hour drive, so it wasn't that bad. But just coming back, other than that, we just got a lot of things coming up. Legionnaires asking them to melee at Shiloh. Melee at Shiloh is our qualifier for War Machine Weekend. That's local, and it's just a one-day event. So we're just gonna get there. You play the games. Whoever gets first place gets in the qualifying spot. And the top 8 get points. So I mean, Legionnaires, come and show up, come and play. We can always use more people. The more we get, the better it is. Luckily, I'm done volunteering for a lot of that stuff.
And when is that one?
May 5th.
May 5th. Okay.
Yeah, because we're since I've dropped the being a press ganger, I'm pretty much doing only like 2 or 3 things now. Helping out, and that's like War Machine Weekend and M3. That's it. Nothing else. I'm done.
Seems fair. It takes a lot out of you volunteering all your time at a convention. I know.
Yeah. What? Nuh-uh. Doing stuff like that? No way. But let's see what else. Man, I did play my first official game with Star Wars Legion against one of our local guys, and it was really fun.
You must have liked it.
Oh yeah, whenever we were at when we were at Adepticon, I'll talk about then. But I was like, one in Star Wars, I got to pick it up, and it was really fun. I had a blast playing it, learning the rules because there's a lot of different things that go with the rules, a lot of different abilities. Some of the things I think they need to tweak. Like one thing I don't care for is one of the units. Like there's a unit in the Rebels that you can give them an ion rifle, okay? Which is cool. So you give them an ion rifle, but you roll the entire dice pool together. And on an ion rifle, if you shoot something that has an armor, you can switch the hits to a crit or whatever and give it ion tokens. And I'm like, that's cool, except for you only have 2 dice that you roll for the ion rifle, but 5 dice you roll for normal shots. So any of those 5 dice can switch over for the ion rifle. And I'm like, I don't like that. To me, that doesn't sound right.
Well, that's only I think if they're all shooting at the same thing.
Correct, and they
Because
are.
you could split him off. You could have the guy shoot over here at the dudes, and the iron rifle shoot at the vehicle.
Yeah, and you can. I just thought it was a really quick and cheap and easy way for people to shut down an ATST.
But I mean, the way I hear that ATSTs go down, maybe that's not bad. I'll take a look at it myself.
I just thought that if you were going to shoot people and you were going to, because it's also for like stormtroopers have shots that can pierce armor, and then they've got shots that ignore blast damage, and I'm like, okay, so if I shoot the bazooka and then shoot all my regular rifles, it's a total of like 7 dice. And they all hit. Do all of them get rid of blast damage or blast? They all ignore cover. I just don't
Are
think
they
that.
the same color?
Yeah. The thing is,
maybe.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're the same color or not.
I'll take a look at that. I've obviously got a direct connection to people who know, so we'll see if we can talk about that.
Yeah,
I'll throw
because to
that their
me,
way.
that if I'm rolling, for example, just do the ion rifle thing, okay? I've got 5 rifle shots that can never pierce a ATST because of the armor rule, and I've got 2 shots that are ion rifle shots that can give ion targets to a model. Only those 2 should be able to do ion rifle damage or ion rifle stuff to it. Not
I agree,
7
unless
total.
unless it's actually intentional.
Correct. It's just something.
So, be good to find out if it's intentional or not. I gotcha.
Yeah, if you can look at it, that to me seems like a way to overinflate some stuff.
Yeah, fair.
Because now I could see if the 2 dice are different, like you're rolling 5 red and 2 black. Only the 2 black can switch over.
Yeah, but the same color. If they're all white dice or red dice or whatever, I get you.
Yeah. To me, it seems like you should roll 2 rolls or different dice, or it should be a different dice pool. But that was the only thing. Luke Skywalker took down my ATST, and then Darth Vader took down Luke Skywalker.
No.
Yeah, it was really good.
Darth Vader probably should. It's not like he's 200 points base.
Yeah.
He is evil once he gets into melee.
Oh, he's nasty. It was really cool. And I didn't have 3 troop units yet, so I only fielded 2 and then just outfitted the rest because we were just testing the game. And there's a very solid reason why they require you to have 3 troop units.
To prevent shenanigans.
Not only prevent shenanigans, but you need that extra firepower. Because when I was playing the guy, he had like 4 troop choices and was just wiping my things off the board because once you killed one thing, that was it.
Oh, yeah.
Unlike when you kill like 2 stormtroopers, you still got 2 shots left. You got the rest to go back. Because like I said, the ion rifles were able to shut down my jet bikes, shut down my ATST, and I was, left with 2 units of troops and Darth Vader. And it was just like, I thought the ion rifle, the way they did the dice pool was a little iffy, whatever. So if you could check on that, that would be awesome.
Yeah. We'll see what we can find out about that.
What else? The scenarios were fine. I like the way that you pick scenarios and objectives and all that stuff.
I'm not doing that.
Yep. And if you don't know, guys, whenever you're setting up a scenario for Star Wars, you've got these 3 rows. One's the deployment. One's like the objective that you're going to do, and then one's like a weather type effect. And whoever's the first player gets to choose one of the far left ones, and then the second player gets to choose the next left one, and then so on and so forth until you're down to everybody's chosen like twice, and then you take the leftmost objective thing. So you can choose what scenario and everything else if you do it right. So you can kind of, oh, well, I'm not going to have enough guys to do this, so I'm going to do that.
It's a good way to balance versus the 2 lists that are usually required for any good scenario function.
Correct. And so that was fine. Combat was fine. Moving was really good because all you got to do is move that 1 leader model and then just place everybody around it, so it makes it real fluid. Especially for setting up for cover, or if you need to measure through your own troops. As long as you don't move the leader model, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, I really liked that mechanic.
Yeah, because we had the guy had to measure the range and it was really close. I'm just like, we'll move all the guys except for your leader model, and then put that down, the stick down, and then we can see exactly. And he's like, oh yeah, well, it doesn't matter because as long as you put them back within one marker of everything, you're solid. Um, Shooting was pretty easy. You've got to definitely talk to your opponent before the setup to find out what stuff is blocking terrain, what stuff is, you know, all
But
that stuff.
that's standard gamer
Yeah,
social contract stuff you should
Yeah.
be doing with every single game out there.
yeah. Because there was one time my ATST had heavy cover because we had
No,
this big, large building, and we're like, we
that's
need to talk about this before we do it again.
no ATST hiding. Pew 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 pew.
Yeah, yeah. It was pretty evil. Um, what else about it? Climbing because we set some stuff that was on high. And we never really thought about the climbing stuff because you can get grappling hooks on your guys.
Oh
And,
yeah.
and I never even thought about the grappling rule, the climbing rules. Never even thought about it, but that could be a pretty big thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step away for a couple minutes.
Okay. Um, what else?
I'll have to in a moment too.
Well, it's almost time for us to go
Yeah.
to restart. But otherwise, I mean, it was really fun, really quick. You could definitely play a tournament with it, no big deal. You
It
can,
sounds like it's got a good scenario function, so it should be inherently available for a tournament.
oh yeah, easily available for a tournament. There was plenty of cool things that happen. Um, Cover is extremely powerful, so you're going to have to play with a lot of terrain, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, well,
Um,
the
that's,
local just got a 3D printer and is working around making terrain.
yeah, but I mean, it was really good. I had a blast doing it. Tonight, we're gonna paint up Darth Vader and try to get him going. Um, Paint up some other things. Work on my ATST. I'm gonna do like some different paint schemes with all my stormtroopers.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's what everyone generally says. Unless you're really sold on painting white with black, do some cool stuff with them.
Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two white stormtroopers, one as the standard typical scheme. The second one is going to have like stripes painted on it blue or just to make it its own unit. And
Yeah,
then two I'm going to paint black and one of them's going to be the standard shadow trooper and then shadow trooper with different painting pattern, just stuff like that to make it cool and interesting.
maybe wait on this.
Do it.
Maybe wait.
Oh. Well, I know we got some snow troopers coming up, so
Yeah, snowtroopers, they're gonna be cool too.
and I was looking at the rules for the snowtroopers because they got the card kind of printed out, and they're actually cheaper than the stormtroopers, but one less rule, and they move slower.
Yeah, they're slower.
But they can move twice and shoot, while the stormtroopers can move once and shoot. But there was just some different things. It looks
Yeah.
like it's really cool. I'm eager to see what other vehicles they got coming out, and other troops they got coming out. I'm definitely looking forward to other vehicles because that's what I'm
They-
definitely dying for.
They've got a lot of stuff planned. It's gonna be really cool to see everything that's coming out.
Yeah.
They definitely got some stuff planned.
Yeah. We tried to get one of our guys on if you watch the thing to, hey, are y'all going to bring out prequel or sequel stuff? And they were like, I can't talk about that. I'm like, if you don't bring out Darth Maul, I'm gonna be mad. I want Darth Maul so bad. So.
I suspect they'll be doing stuff from the other movies.
Oh, 100%. So it's actually really close to 7 o'clock, so we're gonna
I
shut
can
down
say
really quick.
that.
We're gonna shut down real quick, let them go grab their drinks and their pee, and we'll be right back in about 1 minute, guys. Be right back.